Hi, everybody, and welcome to Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today is Lauren Pawell with Bixa Media. Thanks so much for joining us, Lauren.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us about Bixa Media and Bixa. Where did Bixa come from? I always like a good, hey, this is why we named our company this name story.
Sure. So, when you're trying to start a business in the online world, you're always trying to look for a domain name that's available. And when I started my agency, almost 10 years ago, there weren't many domains available, and we were balancing trying to decide, are we doing something descriptive? Are we doing a name that's going to last a long time? Anyways, long story short, Bixa is a seed that has both functional and aesthetic uses, and I find that is a good metaphor for marketing. It needs to look good, but it also needs to perform well. And so we landed on that name, and lo and behold, it's a fruit that grows in South America, and I was on a trip and randomly stumbled on the fruit, not in South America, and I just took it as a sign that that's the right name.
I love it. I'm so glad I asked that. That's a great story. And so let's talk about I don't know how you use it. How do you Bixa for your clients?
Sure. So oftentimes I find that our clients have been focused maybe a little too much on the aesthetic of their marketing, and they come to us because they feel like their marketing is underperforming or it's not really driving real business results. So when we think about vanity metrics like let's grow our social media following or let's get all the likes in the world, that doesn't always drive bottom line business results. And so typically that's where we come in and we help our clients generate more leads, better leads, more sales ready leads online, starting with the marketing assets they already have in place. So we look at how can you get more value out of what you're already doing before you start pursuing more traffic, instead of what most people do is, hey, let's get more traffic, without necessarily knowing that traffic's going to convert into leads and customers.
And what advice do you give them then? So obviously that's the problem they're having, right? Okay, I've got this engagement or I don't have engagement. Obviously I want to have the right leads. I want to have the right engagement. So how do you differentiate between just engagement and a sales ready engagement opportunity?
Sure. So there's a few different ways we do that, but I think it always starts with tracking. So how are you tracking the people that are coming into your world and what actions they're taking? And I don't find Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager or some of the other popular free tools to be enough for that. We have a great tool we use that we like that's called Segmetrics, and it really helps you identify starting from the email address, who's coming in your world and what actions are they taking before they're buying and how many steps does it take them before they're buying and how long does it take. And so that really allows you to make more data-driven decisions when it comes to your marketing and where you're going to invest your time, effort, resources, and team.
So you're tracking your buyer's journey, if you will,
Yes.
with this software.
Yes.
So what tweaks are you suggesting to your customers to keep them in that journey and keep them going towards at the end of the day, it's a click of I'll schedule an appointment or I'll buy this product. Like what's the unique thing you're looking to include in those messages from your clients?
Sure. Well, it really depends on the client, but for example, we might find that one particular touch point is helping convert more leads into buyers. And so we might double down on that. We might find that one message is resonating. Or for example, another client we found, hey, it was taking, a year and a half before someone would buy, and we really wanted to shorten that buying cycle. And so we looked at what do we need to do to ensure that lead has all the information they need to make an informed decision sooner.
And where do you see this type of, nurturing the sales journey and shortening the sales journey? What do you think's out there in the next couple of years that is either going to be able to help you do that or maybe hindering you that your clients need to know about so they can make adjustments?
Well, certainly privacy changes are making tracking more challenging. So that means that we can't rely solely on tracking to make our decisions, if that makes sense. And then I think in general, just doubling down on content marketing on whatever channel is serving your audience. So right now we've seen Clubhouse and TikTok have a big boom, but a new channel might look different in a year or 6 months or even 3 months because we have new channels pop up all the time. So I think it's really about how do I consistently stay relevant and get the right messages in front of my audience. And so being able to consistently produce compelling content and then pivot into whatever channel is of the moment, I think is really important. And it's that consistency that I find most of our clients have a hard time with, and they can't react fast enough to that new channel.
Because they're running a business.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's how they end up with you and
And
with the digital marketers, because they realize you can't do both. It's nearly impossible.
it is nearly impossible.
All right. Well, Lauren, thanks so much for joining us today. I love it. And I love your headphones.
Thank you. They work well. They cancel out all the rest of the noise.
I know, they're sharp. All right. Lauren Pawell with Bixa Media. Thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions. And if you'd like to learn more about Bixa Media, you can check her out on dailyadbrief.com. And that's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.